everybody. Welcome to Astrology and Psychic Readings with Lady D. So I'm your host, Lady D, for this next half an hour. I hope that you've had an amazing week ahead, and this is going to be a big week that we've got coming up here. It can be quite an intense week with what we've got with some of the angles with the planets that we have, and we've also got a big eclipse that's happening too this week. So we've got an eclipse that is happening on the 20. It's the 20th. Yep, the 20th. Okay. And with eclipses, there are big things that are going to come up here. Plus, we've also got some squares happening. So we do have some angles that's happening with Venus and with Saturn. And we've also got ones towards the end of the week with Mars and Chiron. We've got the Sun and Pluto, and we've also got Jupiter and with Venus too, with the eclipse. So it is going to be it's going to be a big week, and it might be feeling intense with what's happening, but we always get through it. We always get through it. This past week has been a good week with that Jupiter and the Sun conjunction. It's like last week, things like the week before last, you might have found things not going your way, things being very just not going too quickly, but this past week would have been a bit better and a bit easier. So when we're dealing with eclipse and it's happening in Aries, and Aries Jupiter is kind of near it. It's actually on the right at the last degree here of Aries before it goes into Taurus. So it is going to be a powerful. When I was looking in my book about eclipses, it says here, an eclipse is like the lunar tide. It draws to the surface all that has been hidden and makes manifest shadows energies. As a time when intuition and insights can emerge, it can be also extremely positive. Eclipse effects are either personal or collective. The personal occurs when something in the natal chart is triggered, giving rise to the unexpected situations that have a personal effect. The collective effect is seen through events in the outside world. So, these can create big events for the collective as well as in our own lives when we look at our own charts. So, for me, it's happening in my second house, which is the house of earnings and also self-worth. I remember a few years ago, I had it in my 10th house, and I had Jupiter coming in too, so I got a job. When there's an eclipse that happened in 2021, that was before we had lockdowns here in Australia. We had a big lockdown, and I remember the eclipse was before that. This eclipse is coming up. It will affect Australia because this is affecting the top part of where Australia is, and looking at also Papua New Guinea, that top bit. So it is going to be South Pacific or Indo-Pacific. It will affect because the shadow will go on there, and we'll be able to see it. And if you are in Australia, it's during the day. The solar eclipse that's happening at 2:16 is when the total eclipse will happen in PM, but it actually starts a lot earlier than that. So if you're here in Australia, we can you'll be able to see the effects of that. So. And it's in Aries. So with Aries, as a collective, I feel like it's going to bring things about new leaders around the world. It could be exposing things with leaders and governments too, even our own governments here in Australia. I do feel like it's about new beginnings and adventure starting, because we are dealing with the first house. Aries does rule the first house, which is you and I always say you and your body. If I'm reading in a chart, I always read it as health as well as you as a person. I've got here the Earth. So it could be earthquakes could happen when it's eclipse. I feel like they might activate some more earthquakes. We've had a lot, and it could be some more coming up. And with that also, I feel like there could be some big waves coming in, like big waves coming in. So we might even find there's like high tides or something coming in with waves to do with the earthquake that's going to come up. I do feel like there is going to be changes in Australia. It will affect especially that top bit where we've got the Northern Territory and Perth, and maybe be a part of Queensland too, the top part. It's got make you question what you want and what you want is important. So I feel like this might be emotionally intense time. Got be your best self and don't hide. And the stock market may crash. I just find with eclipses, it does affect stock market. I'm not a financial advisor, but I do find that when we do have eclipses, the stock market usually is affected, and we have seen that it's been affected a lot over the last few weeks, and I don't think it's going to stop. We got here shine a light on world leaders, so like a good and bad thing. So because when we're dealing with Aries, we are dealing with leaders, the leadership. So we've got Chiron going through Aries. That's why I've been saying to people on my YouTube that when you look at world leaders at the moment, I don't think that there's one that everyone really loves, because Chiron is pain, emotional pain. So we've had leaders that are in there which people, don't really, or no one's really, really happy with them. And in the past, you'll find there's been leaders where everyone sort of likes that leader and looks up to that leader, but we haven't had that with the Chiron in Aries. Got here, big moves will be made around the world, and not a good time to waste time. Not a good time to waste time. When you're dealing with the energy of Aries, they are always on to the next thing, so they don't finish what they start. So you maybe might find this week that you're in the middle of doing something, but due to time, you just don't finish what you start, or you're always on to the next thing. That may come up this week. Got here, know your boundaries, and I've got people will overmark, will go over your boundaries. So make your boundaries clear and well known, and stick to them, because people are going to overstep boundaries with you. We push and shove, because also when we're dealing with this Aries energy, it is also war-like energy, because Aries is the god of war. So even though we're dealing with this strength, this powerful energy, it is also war-like energy too. I've got here, so there could be striking anger around the world with protests, people not being happy, people not being listened to by the leaders of the country. So this can bring up spark of more people just getting more angry with this, and protests could come up with this too. I got for what else have they've got coming up this week with these squares. I feel like there's going to be a big change when we're dealing with Pluto. We've got Pluto squaring the Sun. This is about our life, so we might be coming up with some endings coming up here. Big change around us that's coming up. There also could be people that struggle with things, or negative things, and they, like, we got that victim mentality, poor me. So they might be coming with that up this week too, where people, really struggling a little bit, but the people that are strong, who just take things as they come and are able to adjust and go forward, and maybe even to be able to assert themselves, will be able to deal with this week a bit more easier. People who just want to give up and throw in a towel, those are the people who may struggle this week. I have got this square with the Venus and Saturn. So we are saying be careful with money. It's not a week to take risks, financial risks. I'm not a financial person, but when we're dealing with Venus, we are dealing with love, and we are dealing with money, and with Saturn, and we are dealing with problems. So it's not a good time to maybe to take risk. And I've got here, so working hard, those who work hard will get through it. Those who are patient, who'll just keep trying and keep pushing, are the ones that are going to get through it this week. I'm actually born with this square. I'm actually born with Venus square Saturn. So it is a hard transit, and it is a hard transit for myself to even to go through. But I find that I'm very terminated, and if I do get setbacks, I just keep pushing, and I'll just keep trying, and I'll just see when the right time is. And it's a transit of hard work, because you get blocks coming up, and we can't let those blocks just make you give up. You just got to keep going. And we got here. Okay, then we've got a retrograde coming up too at the end of next week, which is on the 21st, 22nd. So with that retrograde, try and get things done, try and start new things as much as you can before that retrograde happens. We always say when retrograde's coming up, things don't go according to plan. So we have got that coming up. So we do want to make sure that you get things done before that. I know I'm wanting to start a podcast on the planets, and I'm wanting to start that before the retrograde. So I'm really trying to fit that in my schedule and trying to work with people to work with me to get that in, because just so things will hopefully can run a bit more smoothly. And I just think it'll be interesting to discuss with someone about the eclipse that's coming up, and with the Pluto transit that we've got here. But let's get with the callers now. So we've got here Darcy, who's in Idaho in America. So hi, Darcy. How are you?
Hi, how are you? I'm good.
I'm good. How can I help you today?
I mostly want to know about career. I just lost my job yesterday, so I'm mostly wanting to know where to go with that. And if you
Okay.
get anything on my love life, that's fine.
Okay, let's have a quick look here for you. Okay. By any chance, do you know a female that's passed over who likes jelly, or do you like jelly? There's a lady here. I feel like this is a grandmother. She's got glasses, and she has her hair is set. It's a bit curly, it's set, but she's got a bowl of jelly here. She's showing me jelly on a plate. So
So
do you reckon? If you don't, that's okay. She might be for the next caller.
she could be my grandmother. My grandmother comes through a lot. I don't know what the jelly is, but it could be her.
Okay. Okay. Well, she likes sweets. Like, I feel like when we go to her house, we've got sweets like pies. I don't know if it's like I know you guys have like pumpkin pie over there. It's not something that we have here, but it's like pies. It's like sweets. So I feel like she had a sweet tooth
Yes, yes.
too. Um, okay. Okay. She said, don't let life pass you by. It's time to get up. And I feel like this lady was fun. And I feel like when you were young, like she was an interactive grandmother. And I feel like she was a happy lady too, like happy. And see her like being very happy
Yes,
and joyous. She's using the word
yes.
joyous too. She's like, don't stress, don't stress. Okay. Okay. In terms of relationships, I do feel like there's someone coming in next year for you, like a new person, new man. She just said to me, new, as the card came out, which is this card here. I always see this as someone new. As it came out, she was like, next year, next year. Now, with the job that's coming up that you just left, I feel like she's saying to me, this job was very stressful for you, and you're under a lot of pressure, and it's I feel like it's like about cost you a lot of time. So perhaps there's a lot of time involved, or it's cost you a lot of time. She's talking about time with this job, and you're coming into your own now. Okay, when's the next job gonna coming in? Look, July. There's something I know July is a little bit off, a few months off, but I'm getting July, and I feel like that's when you're going to get a new contract for, and this job's going to be, I'm getting the word outstanding job. It's like you're being credited. You've studied, like you've got like a degree, or you've got like she's showing me that you've got a piece of paper, like a diploma or something, like you've studied.
Okay. Yeah, I went to a trade school after high school.
Yeah, but you're qualified in something. Like there's something you're qualified in.
Okay.
Oh, okay,
That's
okay.
probably true. Yeah.
Because she's just showing me that there's graduation, or there's a, and it's like she's showing me a certificate, like a certificate of completion, like you've studied something. Um,
You know.
so was it like mechanic? Did you say what was that you studied in mechanic?
No, my dad is a mechanic.
Oh,
Um,
okay. Because getting mechanic. Um, okay, I could be picking up on your dad. But I feel like for you, it's July. Until then, I feel like you're picking up odd things around. I do feel like when it comes to June, just don't give up, because I keep on hearing July for you is when things are going to pick up for you, and it's like
okay.
things are just being tight. But I keep on seeing you contracting in July, but the job that you're going to get, it's different from the one you've had, and it could be something that's a bit higher than what you've done, because I do feel like it's like you're being rewarded, like um you're very good at what you've done, but it's about you're sorting time Was it just a shock to leave? When you had to leave this last job, was it a shock as well? Or you were pushed
Something
out?
about shop?
Yeah, your
Yeah,
job when you
yeah.
left.
It was
Yeah,
a total surprise. They let me go. Yeah.
yeah. It's like I saw you with your stuff, and it's like you could put it out the door, and it's like I'm kind of dumbfounded that I've got what is my box of belongings, and I'm like, oh boy. Uh, I I feel like it was to do with money. I feel like they had to, and it was to do with money on their end. Um, but even could be by the 1st of July that you've got this new job. I keep on hearing July, keeps on going over and over July, July,
Mhm.
July. But I just feel like it's something that might be higher. Like this is going to be a better for you with this job because the last one that you had as well, I feel like maybe you couldn't get any higher or they stopped you from going any higher because there's like you're trying to climb the ladder, but there's a man, or we call it a manhole here. So it's like the, it's for us, we call it the manhole is like the space in the roof that but you go into the roof. And that's how that's been blocked. So it was like stunting your growth. Where you're going to go to, I feel like it's like you're being rewarded and you're being recognized and there's more room for you to grow and to go up higher. They'll be very reasonable with you. I'm hearing the word reasonable as well.
Okay. That's
Just let me
good.
see what you do. So you're like an office worker.
I have
That's like
been, yes, yes.
okay.
And I was an editor of a newspaper.
Oh wow! So you've done like a lot. Because I can see like I'm trying to see where you're going to be, and I could just see as an office. Um, there might be some work outside as well, but there's like an office too.
Okay.
That's with you. But it's just like don't just don't give up as well. But yeah, I do feel
Oh,
like it's going
good.
to be all right. Yeah. And with the love life, I feel like it's going to happen I feel next year that's picking up for you too. And it's like
Okay.
not, yeah. So I hope they've helped you today. And um, yeah, I hope I've helped you today. And thanks for calling in.
Thank you so much.
That's okay. Okay, bye. So now we're going to the next caller. Um, so I've got Alexis here, who's from Minnesota in America. So hi, Alexis. How are you?
Hi, I'm okay. How are you?
I'm good. Um, how can I help you today?
Well, I've been through a lot in the last 2 years, and I'm looking to figure out what's going to happen in the future, the near future.
Okay. So let me switch to you. I'm just got someone with me and they're saying, I'm just saying it's okay. Like it's been a tough ride. It's like a roller coaster ride for you. I've got a male with me with you. He's from Spirit, and um,
That'd
he's
be my,
he's really.
sorry,
It's okay.
that would be my childhood best friend, Hunter.
Oh, okay, okay. And he was like patriotic. This boy.
He was flamboyant.
Oh, okay, I can just see him like he's got his hand over his chest, and I feel like looking to the flag. So to me, that's like patriotic. Um, so I feel like with you, he's just saying that everything's going to be okay. Everything has its way of working out, and he's like, even though times are really tough, but this guy, I feel like he also liked adventure too. Like he liked adventure, and he's very like high spirited as well. And he didn't like to sit still. He liked to continue to do things. Like he always liked to be doing things and also being on time. Like saying about time with him, he wanted to be on time as well.
Oh, no, he was always late.
Oh, well, he's got the time here. That's time. So that could be the late, the opposite. And I was like, oh, I'm like, he's just laughing at me because I'm doing multiple things at once. And he's just like, yeah, laughing at me. He's just saying for you to not worry. He's like, you're feeling like you're sort of off track, but he's saying in September, your life is going to get back on track again and you're going to find yourself in a positive position. It's like the tables will turn, the tide turns, and you're the one that's in a good spot, and you're watching everyone. You're watching everyone. Okay, what are we doing? Okay. And are you wanting to be, so are you wanting to have a family as well? Or are you wanting to be part of the family? It's like I'm seeing you watching a family, and he keeps on telling me about you wanting to be sort of with a family. Does that make
But
sense?
I want to be with family.
Yeah, or you want to have a family?
No, I don't want kids.
You don't want kids? Oh, okay. Is that why?
No.
Okay. He's showing me a baby, and he's like, shh, like whisper, like to tell you, but keep on talking about a family, and he's got me holding. He's holding a baby, but then he's like shush. Okay. All right. The baby, look, there could be one coming up for you. There could be one that comes in your life. There could be one. He doesn't want me to tell you, but I feel like there could be one too. Okay, all right. When I look at the cards here for you, it is like here that there's been some movement here. So I feel like there could be like an ending that's happened with you as well. And there's been a bit of a aggression, or there's been fighting with you too. But it's like someone here has left, as if like you've left someone, or someone's like left, or something's ending. But this cat with the cat leaving, so to me, it's really drawing out to me. But it's okay, because where you're going, it is a much better situation than where you're heading in. I feel that's where we're going into September, where we're leaving here. Where's it? This bit here, where everything's it's not looking very bright, but we're going to where more the green area is. So to me, you're going to like a better situation, and it's like someone new's like knocking on your door as well. Someone who's is like intelligent. This person is like they will reach for the stars. This person, but something about this person's like someone's knocking on your door. There's also, I feel like this is to do with relationships. So has a relationship ended with you?
Huh?
Has it been ending in a relationship?
I don't know.
Okay. Because I feel like this is something to do with relationships, or it could be to do with love, where I'm going with this. Because I just feel like there's love in, like I've got a song "Love Is in the Air," which is a song that it's an Australian singer, but this card's drawing out to me. It's like "Love's in the air," and I keep on getting September with you. But I feel like there's just what keep on drawing out to me at the moment with you is there's been conflict. I feel like it even could be like a work, but you've been watched. So someone's been like monitoring you, or like there's like watching you. So it could be like to do with like a work thing, and it's time that like cards to be revealed as well for you. But this is something better that's coming in, and what's going to come in, I feel like it's a big surprise. Because it's like a lot of these cards are about moving on, but it's about moving on something better. But there's also love in these cards too. It's about relationships, where it's like you're meeting the one, or you've got like your partner in crime with you that's going to be there for you. And this is going to be a really time where it's going to be opening up your eyes as well. Too, it's coming up here.
Okay.
But you're leaving something behind with this. When will this happen? If it hasn't happened already, the leaving behind, it's happening in June.
Okay.
That's what I feel. So if something hasn't ended yet, there's an ending coming up. I just asked when would it happen, and I got June is when it's going to happen. But by September, there's a new beginning. There's something new that's starting here with you. But the leaving is because of there's arguments here, there's fighting. There's something here that's not right, because the balance is not moving in the right way. And it's like, you're going, but there's a lot of positives here for you that I feel by the end of the year that's coming in. Like by that time, you're not worrying about stuff that's going on around the June, because you've moved on and you're a lot happier too as well.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Do you have any questions?
No, I don't.
Okay, I'll leave it there for you, and I hope that I hope I've helped you today.
Thank you so much.
That's okay. So this week ahead, it is going to be a big week that we've got coming up, and a lot of things we're going to see. I feel like around the news and like media, we've got a lot of things with the planets that's happening, and it's a good time. Any plans, anything you want to start new, try and start it now before the Mercury retrograde, because when Mercury goes retrograde, things don't go according to plan, and it goes haywire. So just it is a good time to start something new. So if you would like to contact me for a reading, you can. My website is Lady D Psychic Parties. So my Facebook page, my Instagram is Lady D Psychic with TikTok, and my YouTube channel, which is Lady D. If you can't find that, just look up Danielle Psychic. So I put all my predictions for the world. I do weekly videos about the planets that's going on, and I do sort of weekly readings on there too. So thank you for being here today, and I'll see you again. And we'll see you again, same time, same place next week. So bye for now.